Welcome back, everyone. So today I want to talk about Trilogy of Terror, which is actually my first watch as a whole watching this movie. I have seen the third story, since this is an anthology movie with three different stories starring Karen Black as four different characters. And I have seen the third one, the one with the Zuni doll, of course, that's iconic. But I never saw the other two, so I decided to watch this movie because I wanted to see the other two and see if they were good, because I really did like the third story, Amelia. I like that one a lot. So I wanted to see this one, and this one, I guess, will be spoiler-free. I don't know if I want to spoil it, because some people I know on my channel haven't seen this, and I like to see them see this and recommend it. So I guess I'll keep it spoiler free. Out of the three stories, I'd say my favorite is obviously Amelia, the third one with the Zuni doll, with that doll that was possessed. I think that's a great one, but I'll just get into the three stories without spoiling them. The first one is called Julie. And it's about this woman who's a teacher, who this guy who is her student falls in love with her, and he starts doing horrible things to her. But in the end, you get this cool twist, and it's pretty good. The first story is pretty good, where this guy is a real creep and he just wants to have sex with Karen Black's teacher character. But whenever you get to the end of that story, you completely get the change of what the story is. I like the fact that the first film did that, where it's just like, oh, this is gonna be what's gonna happen. No, it did a good twist at the end. I really enjoyed the twist in the first one. So the first story, Julie, isn't bad. I thought that wasn't too bad. I thought it was pretty fun. The main guy who's messing with the teacher is creepy. The guy who plays Chad, he's really creepy, and he has a good performance. And Karen Black is great, of course, in all three of these shorts, but she is good in this one a lot, where she's this teacher who never goes out, and then she has a guy, the Chad guy, have a crush on her, but he does creepy things to her. And I like how her performance works off of his creepy performance. Like, I think it's really great, and that twist at the end in the first story is really great. So I really like the first short. Now, the second story, Millicent and Therese. Now, this one is, I don't know, like, Karen Black is really good in this one too, this story, but the story itself is honestly really dated. Like, this is a dated second story in these three anthology movies, where this, and I'm not going to say what the twist is because I'll keep it spoiler free, but the twist in the second story with Karen Black is really just, it's been done so many times, and it's been done so much better than this. Like, this is a fine second story in this movie, but it's not. It's definitely my least favorite of the three, but it's just not very interesting. Like, it's not very interesting, and then the twist reveal, you're just like, oh, that's so obvious. Like, you would have obviously expected that. But if you watch this in 1970, was it 72 or 75? I bet it was 75. But if you watch this in 1975, you would have liked that twist. But just, I've seen that twist so many times in the second short story that it just kind of ruined it for me watching it now, like in 2018. So it's unfortunate, but Karen Black is still great in the second short. Like, she is really good. Again, in all three of these, I can't stress enough how great she is in all three of these shorts. And now let's get to story number 3, Amelia, which is my favorite one, obviously, of the three. The first one was good, the second one was kind of eh, and this one is really great. And that's how it usually goes with anthology movies for me. It's like, usually there's one that's really good, and then there's one that's alright, and then there's one that's probably close to good, like the one I like the most, like this one. So, and with anthology movies, I mostly don't ever find like one that I love the most out of all of them. I just find, or I mean, I don't love all of them usually in anthology movies I watch, but I thought that these three were solid, but the third one is my favorite one. because this one, I always whenever I was a kid had a fear of dolls, so this worked really well. Even watching it now, I was like, this is kind of creepy still. Even though I'm an adult, I still like the creepiness of this Zuni doll, which Karen Black's character in this one, Amelia, she gets that Zuni doll from like somewhere in town, and it says like on the scroll like, don't let the necklace fall off because it's possessed, and if the necklace falls off, it'll come back to life. And she's talking to her mom, and the acting scenes with her talking to her mom on the phone, which her mom isn't there, but just her talking on the phone, the acting's really good, and it shows, because this character is dealing with a demanding mother, and I like how it really shows that this character in this short film, like you understand a lot of her already, even though like you don't know much about her, because she just has these conversations with her mom, like Mom, I'm not trying to like push you out of my life, like I just wanted to move out, like I see you 3 or 4 times a day, 3 or 4 times a week. Why do you keep pushing me? And the writing in that is really good. And I like that there's that in this type of movie, or in this type of short movie, where like you get a lot for this character, and then immediately after that, the necklace falls off of the Zuni doll. So then she starts getting chased around the house by this evil Zuni doll with a knife. And I think that this really was effective, and I think it actually was like an inspiration for something like Child's Play, because the way that the doll runs around is creepy. The way that she tries to kill it is great, but it's creepy how it keeps surviving. And I won't ruin the ending, even though most people have seen this movie, or seen this short at least out of the 3. But the ending I thought was satisfying. I was like, that's cool. That's a cool way to end it, and it's not one that. Well, again, I think without any spoilers, the ending of this short plays in just Child's Play. Like it has a similarity to it. So, I really like the third one the most. The third story, of course. I think it's the scariest one. I think that the other 2 are totally good. Like the first story is great with everything about it. With the story of her as a teacher, Julie, dealing with Chad, this creep who's trying to do awful things to her. And then the second story, where it's these two Karen Black characters, and like there's a twist to it, but it's not that great. But the acting's great in it from Karen Black through all these. So I think that this movie, even though it's 3 different anthology stories, is really good. Even though I don't like the second story that much, it's okay. The first one's good, and the third one is great. So I think that this is a really solid 3-story anthology film, and it's made for TV too, and it doesn't really look like it's made for TV in my opinion. I think it looks pretty solid, like a film. Like it's 1975. I feel like this could have been shown in theaters. So I thought this was a really effective horror anthology series movie, and I really enjoyed this one a lot. And Karen Black just through and through, like she did fantastic in all 3 of these short stories. So I really dug this. I hope you guys have seen this. I really dug this, and I feel like people should see this one. So what did you guys think? If you have seen it, tell me down below. So thank you guys for watching.